This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, orangutan Aris needs surgery. His knee injury is worse than expected.
Now, the worry here is that he could lose his knee completely, and we've got to try and save that for him.
Chimps Patricia and Hananya finally kiss and make up. And Sheamus is in for a shock when he meets big male Paco.
Step out, please. Right out, right out, right out.
It's early morning at the park. And down at the Bachelor pad, 8-year-old Sheamus has woken up in his new home for the first time. Yesterday, he left the chimp nursery and moved in with the Bachelor boys. His meeting with old friend Turkish Charlie went well, so they were left together overnight. This morning, the pair are still at ease with each other, so animal manager Jeremy is keen to introduce Sheamus to the next Bachelor, 16-year-old Paco. Paco may look big and scary, but Jeremy knows all the Bachelors very well, and he's got a plan.
Paco's quite a nice, fair sort of character, really. He's ambitious, he's very bright. As chimps go, he's quite a good politician, and that's hopefully going to be to Sheamus's advantage.
And there's another important reason for Sheamus to meet the big male. Paco may be in the running for alpha male of the group one day, so it's important that the two become friends. And because of his size, Sheamus won't be a threat to Paco or the other Bachelors.
He is quite a small chap by comparison, well, very small comparison to this lot. So therefore, you look at him and you don't think, goodness me, this bloke's going to take my job. You look at him and think, look at him, isn't he cute? Well, hopefully, that's what we're banking on. He's a lovely little boy, but he's also a moron. And what better place for him than with all the rest of the yobs? So, I mean, that's why everybody else is in here. I mean, look at Sammy there. He's as daft as a brush, but he's a nice guy. So therefore, Sheamus ought to fit in now. He'll find a niche and become one of the brainless yobs, because that's what he is. And then he's in the best place. What better place for him than, not to have to use his brain.
Paco is ready and waiting to meet Sheamus.
When we let him through here and let them see each other through the mesh, and then be ready to open the door if it's looking good.
Okay, here we go. Come on, Sheamus.
Sheamus is aware another chimp is behind the door, so he's understandably nervous.
Good boy.
Paco is much bigger than Sheamus and could potentially hurt him.
Good boy, mate.
To everyone's relief, Paco stays calm, which is a positive sign.
That's good. Well done.
But the calm atmosphere doesn't last long, and things quickly take a turn for the worse.
Good boy.
Yeah, let's just see what happens now. See if they calm.
A fire extinguisher is used to break up the meeting. The harmless CO2 gas and the noise is enough to make Paco back off.
And he came in. If Sheamus hadn't have screamed, we might have been okay, because Paco came in big but not attacking. So if Sheamus had just sat there and stuck his lip out and said hello, we might have been okay. But as it was, Sheamus was scared. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly normal.
My interpretation, he did very well.
Yeah.
And, he's obviously ignorant because he's never been in this situation particularly.
Paco's a little bit of a, we don't know what to expect from him because he's sort of reached maturity now. He's all grown up.
He wants to impress, he wants to prove his point, look at me, how big I am. And he clearly thought, this is a good person to demonstrate on.
But everybody's good, and now we'll reassess. We fall back on bringing in all of the easy guys.
And later, Sheamus meets the first of the easy guys, Spanish Charlie. But his experience with Paco has made him nervous.
Because right now he's scared of everything. A door opens and he's like, oh my God, what's going to happen there?
And it looks like even the easy guys are difficult.
Right out, right out, right out, right out.
And orangutan Aris needs urgent surgery. He has a serious bite wound on his knee.
It's not until it gets really bad that you see the symptoms, and then, obviously you don't have much of an insight into the inside of his knee.
When Sheamus meets the rest of the Bachelor boys, he'll find daily life in their enclosure isn't always crazy. Right now, they're outside taking it easy. This is a group of males, so naturally there's the odd flare-up. But on the whole, they're a settled group and usually get along just fine. Buxom is a boisterous and occasionally aggressive chimp, but not today. Today he's in the mood for grooming and he's focused on 27-year-old Charlie. Charlie takes life slowly and he's only too happy to be pampered by Buxom. But Buxom's on a grooming mission and he's moving on to Jimmy. Jimmy's new to the Bachelor group, but he's settled in well and he's popular with the whole troop. Hopefully life can be as enjoyable as this for Sheamus when he finally gets used to the fact that he's now one of the Bachelor boys. Meanwhile, Jimmy's just happy enjoying Buxom's unusually calm, playful mood. Maybe because he knows it's unlikely to last long. They are the Bachelor boys after all. Over with the orangutans, there's concern for 4-year-old Aris. Yesterday, the primate care staff noticed a bite wound to his knee. Today, it hasn't improved, and vet Mike Nathan thinks he needs surgery.
Over the weekend, the hole needs swollen up, and it's burst, and there's pus coming out of it. Now, the worry here is that if this has gone into his joint and he's not using his leg properly at all, then he's got what we call a septic arthritis. The pus is coming out from in between the coverings around the bone, and that's really very serious. It loses knee completely, and we've got to try and save that for him. So let's keep fingers crossed.
Aris will need to be sedated before Mike can take a look at his leg. The easiest and least stressful way is for animal manager Jeremy to use a blowpipe to inject Aris with anaesthetic. But he needs to be 100% sure of his aim before he takes the shot.
Well done, well done.
The team don't know who bit Aris's knee because it happened during the night. But as he's quite a feisty young orang, it's likely he was being too boisterous and one of the adults told him off.
And you cover yourselves up down there.
Mike needs to ensure Aris is fully sedated before he can begin his examination. As he isn't completely asleep, he's being topped up with anaesthetic gas.
Still in the limbo.
Mike's first job is to shave the hair around the wound. This will allow him to get a proper look at the infected area.
Now that he's able to be examined properly, where he's been sucking this, you can see, as we look at, see the fluid coming out, that almost certainly is coming out from the knee joint. But that means that this potentially is the infection is coming from inside the joint cavity. And just cleaning this up, I'm going to bandage the whole leg to carry him through to X-ray.
Mike's almost certain that Aris does have septic arthritis, an infection inside the knee joint. If they don't operate now, he could lose his leg. The primate care staff have close bonds with all the animals. When they're ill, it's a worrying time.
The thing is, with lots of animals, but particularly with anthropoids, is that they don't show symptoms. It's a weakness. So, it's not until it gets really bad that you see the symptoms, and then, obviously you don't have much of an insight into the inside of his knee. You ready?
It's important that Mike takes x-rays. He needs to be sure there isn't a break or fracture to Aris's leg bone or knee joints.
Okay, we'll get...
But the x-rays look good. There seems to be no damage to the bone.
There's nothing untoward. I didn't expect to see any changes so quickly, but it's sensible to have taken the pictures and make sure that there's no break or anything like that. You know, any crack in the bone that there could be, then we'd be doing something foolish. Okay, let's see. We're now going to open up the knee.
Later, surgery reveals the damage to Aris's knee is much worse than they first thought.
The crack goes from there till there.
No, I don't think so. God, I hope not.
And chimp Patricia finally makes friends with alpha male Hananya.
We're at a good place now, hopefully. Yeah, each day you see improvement with her.
Okay.
At Monkey World's local vet surgery, Mike Nathan is ready to operate on orangutan Aris following a bite wound to his knee. On the operating table, Mike has bandaged Aris's leg, leaving just the wound area uncovered. This will prevent the infection spreading.
Can you hear? It's not the infection outside the joint that you're worried about, it's the infection inside the joint.
With the area shaved, it's clear to see that Aris did get bitten by one of the other orangs.
Right, let's see where this goes if we can. Right, I'm going to incise down the side here.
Mike needs to make an incision to the side of Aris's knee so that he can clean out the infected area.
I know I'm right in terms of what's come in and out of this, which is joint fluid. And I've now got to flush this out, and then we suture it back together again. Right, you ready?
The area will be flushed out with saline solution, which is salt water. This will hopefully clean out all the infected pus and joint fluid.
Thank you.
As a precaution, Mike's called in his veterinary partner, Dr. Cesar Sastre, who has more experience in bone joints.
I just want your opinion.
But Cesar immediately spots a serious problem not picked up by the x-ray.
All right.
It's a split.
No, I don't think so. God, I hope not.
No.
Hang on, I haven't seen that. You may be right. There's always that
There's a line in there.
a line across
How
there.
old is this? Oh, this is a baby, no?
Yeah, I'm not going to do.
Okay.
There's a little crack, isn't there?
Yeah,
You're
it
quite
is.
right.
Despite the x-rays appearing normal, Cesar has found a crack in Aris's
Yeah,
bone.
right there.
Ah, the crack goes there, from there till there.
Too widely. But that...
Does this mean the injury is more serious than Mike first thought? And Alison is surprised by Spanish Charlie's reaction when he meets Sheamus. Over in Hananya's chimp troop, the team have been trying to get Patricia to feel comfortable in the company of alpha male Hananya. Making friends is a very important part of chimp life, but Patricia and Hananya just didn't get along, so they had to be separated. But they've been gradually reintroduced over the past 2 months. And now it looks like their relationship has finally turned a corner. Patricia's wary, but she is letting Hananya get close to her. This is a very big step in the right direction.
She does really like Hananya and she wants to be near him, but she was always quite anxious in his company and not quite sure how to respond to him and what was the best way to really build the relationship between herself and Hananya. Although she recognised that he was the leader, she wasn't sure the best way to approach him, and so she wanted to build a relationship with him, but she couldn't get over the anxiety of, I suppose, how much bigger he was in comparison to her. She was always very aware of where he was, and she took all the displays very personally. Rather than just getting out of the way, she would scream in anxiety, and that would then unfortunately draw attention to herself, which was the last thing that she wanted to do.
The park never gave up on Hananya and Patricia, and it's starting to pay off. All Hananya ever wanted was for Patricia to show him a little respect as her leader. And by presenting her rump to him, she's doing exactly that. In turn, Hananya puts his finger in Patricia's mouth, which shows he trusts her not to bite him. And offering her face like this is a sign of ultimate trust. Patricia and Hananya are finally getting along. And now she's allowing him to get close and showing him respect, he should stop harassing her.
We're at a good place now, hopefully. There's been very few incidences between Hananya and Patricia, and we've seen a lot of very subtle but very important improvements in Patricia's behaviour. She really seems to be starting to get an understanding of the hierarchy of the group and how it works, and really her place within that hierarchy. She's much more relaxed in Hananya's company. She doesn't respond to him in the same way. The screaming has definitely reduced. She presents to him now. She's even been seen grooming him and him grooming her. But yeah, each day you see improvement with her.
It's taken 3 years to get to this point, but it's proof that patience and persistence works. Hopefully, Patricia will now fully settle into chimp life and find her place within the group. Back in the pavilions, Sheamus is still getting along well with Turkish Charlie, but it's time to meet the next of the bachelors, Spanish Charlie. He's a nice chimp, so hopefully he'll give Sheamus a better reception than Paco. But Turkish Charlie has become protective of Sheamus, and he immediately lets Spanish Charlie know it. This sends Spanish Charlie off into a display, and he takes it out on Turkish Charlie. Sheamus wisely backs off. In fact, everyone backs off in the hope Charlie will calm down.
Step out, please. Right out.
Chimp meetings can be feisty, and Sheamus is going to have to learn this if he's going to settle in with the bachelors. But it's not as serious as it looks.
Spanish Charlie, I mean, from the very beginning, that's been one of his sort of like distinguishing characteristics, is that he sort of launches off into displays at really inappropriate times, or, you know, sometimes when you can't even figure out why he's doing it. So, you know, if Sheamus can learn from this that you can be a big male, you can display, you can make a heck of a lot of noise, and you know what, you can even run by and slap me once, but that's not the end of the world. That's basically desensitizing Sheamus, because right now he's scared of everything. A door opens and he's like, oh my God, what's going to happen there?
Now Spanish Charlie has calmed down, the two Charlies are happy to forget the whole thing and enjoy playtime. But Sheamus isn't used to Spanish Charlie's outbursts, so he's backed off into another bedroom. Curiosity has got the better of Spanish Charlie. If Sheamus won't go to him, he'll go to Sheamus.
Good boy. That's good. Well done.
Charlie went up, actually gave him a really nice hug. That was good. And then he started sort of pushing him around a little bit, and then Sheamus gave out a little yelp. But when he did, Spanish Charlie backed right off. Oh, sorry. And Sheamus was a little bit surprised and pleased by that. So that was a good step. We'll be able to leave the three of them together overnight now.
Sheamus loves to have fun, so hopefully the two Charlies' play session will soon be too much for Sheamus to resist. Back with orangutan Aris, vets Mike Nathan and Cesar Sastre have found a cracked bone whilst treating an infected bite wound.
What about now? The crack goes there, from there till there, and
But
finishes
he's a young
in there.
animal. As long as we can control the infection, all that will heal.
Luckily for Aris, this fracture shouldn't cause any permanent damage. With the wound thoroughly cleaned, the operation is almost over.
We're going to close the joint up now, and as we close it, we're going to put this collagen sponge in here.
The sponge has been soaked in antibiotics.
And it'll give a slow release of antibiotic in the joint without getting very, very high levels of antibiotic around the rest of this little youngster's body. And that's quite important because potentially the drug is a little bit toxic, but it's the best drug to use for a potential septic arthritis.
Part of the long extensor ligament. Yeah.
At this point, a human patient would have a special tube inserted so the wound could be regularly drained and flushed out. Aris can't have a tube because he wouldn't tolerate it, so Mike needs to be as sure as he can that he's flushed out all the infection.
Right, we've just closed it all up, and that will hopefully make Aris feel a lot better.
The sponge should last several weeks. It'll eventually break down and disappear.
Yeah.
Right, that's it.
That knee's going to swell up. It's going to be painful. We've given him some local anaesthetic there, and then we hope that's it. He'll always have arthritis in that knee, but they're incredible. They can grip with everything. He's quite a powerful animal.
Mike is happy that the operation has gone well. Aris will now be taken back to the park to recover, and he'll receive lots of TLC from the primate care staff. Next time, it's a Monkey Life special in Chile, South America. The team have joined forces with the military to fly 88 capuchin monkeys to Monkey World. It'll be the park's most challenging rescue ever.
It's never been done before, nothing like it has been done. The whole mission that we've taken on is really, nobody in their right mind would take it on.
And for the 4 capuchins already living at the park, their lives will never be the same again.